everybody, how's it going? So today I have a build guide walkthrough for you, how to play Zyra. The thing about Zyra is it's pretty off meta, and that means, it's a bit trickier to learn because it's not as popular, but more importantly, your opponents don't have much practice against that champion. So lots of your, gains through the laning phase and just throughout the entire game are going to be from your opponent's misplays, since they don't know how to, respond correctly to your champion. So before I actually give you the game walkthrough and how to, use those mechanics, I might as well show you the runes, which is what I have here. Now, everybody has different runes, right? Some people like, this was pretty trendy right now. People like the Arcane Comet. I've seen that a lot, but I'm just going to walk through what I do as a Zyra main, or pretty close to Zyra main. So this is what I do. I go to Domination as my main rune path, and I go for Electrocute. This is pretty handy because you can kind of one-shot people as Zyra. So having this in your toolkit is pretty, it helps a lot. Next up, you're going to want Cheap Shot or Taste of Blood. You can pick, it doesn't really matter a whole lot. I'll go with Cheap Shot. And you almost always want to go with the Zombie Ward. You are a support after all. Next up, we're going to go for Ravenous Hunter. Like I said before, you are kind of a, an aggressive orientated champion, so you kind of need this healing, this Bloodsteal, I'm not sure what it's called, but it basically gives you healing for the amount of damage that you deal, which is pretty perfect for the champion that Zyra is. Next, for our secondary rune path, we're going to go for Inspiration, Biscuit Delivery, and Boots. I have a special weakness for Biscuit Delivery. It helps a lot in lane, and I like to win lane. If I don't win lane, I usually have a quite tricky time in the game, the rest of the game itself. Now, Magical Boots are a pretty standard, go-to for supports, since you don't have much gold to go around in the first place. Although with this new patch, you don't have to buy a Sightstone, so that's 800 gold, plus this 300 gold of boots that you don't have to buy. That's 1100 gold. That's like, 3 kills. So overall, I think it's a very good time to be a support main. You can carry more now than ever. So with that all being said, alright, the walkthrough of the runes, let's actually jump into how the mechanics play out in game and how to actually, handle that tough laning phase. So let's just jump into the game. Okay, so my last video that I made, probably about a month ago, actually gets viewed for 2 hours every single day. So I thought I'd put a little bit more time into making this video if I'm expecting the same results. Because my last video I only put maybe one hour into the actual making, and it's been viewed, hours upon hours of actual watch time. So I took the time to editing this video, and I think I've done a fairly good job. I've cut down a 30-minute game to a measly 10 minutes. Better for the viewing experience. It's all the important parts. So you start with a Spell Thief's Edge. Obviously, you don't want to get that Ancient Coin. You don't want to get your that thing that tanks get. Both garbage. The Spell Thief's Edge is pretty good for your plants because they do, they proc it a lot. And in laning phase, you want to be as annoying as possible. Yeah, you do so much damage. Zyra does so much damage. And lots of these kills that you get are because your opponents don't know how to react to it properly, right? Because you're off meta. So your main goal in lane is to be as annoying as possible, but you aren't as pokey as other champions might be. So your best chance is to save up for that late game, or get your items, and you are a monster late game with this build I have. So, you're super strong, make sure to land your E and then your Q. And while you're landing your Q, put a seed behind them or in front of them, right? You can also bait them into a plant just like I just did, because plants can do a lot of damage per second, and they don't always realize how much damage they're being, how much damage they're taking until it's too late. So plants have killed that Caitlyn twice already in this game. That's pretty successful, I'd say. So the combo again goes E, root, and then you Q. Yeah, you're gonna see right here. E, Q, R. That's how it works. Unfortunately, she has that hourglass. I don't like the hourglass. It counters Zyra so hard. And when you get so if you look at my items right here, I have the mask and those boots of penetration. Right, that's 15 magic pen plus 18 magic pen for a total of 33 magic pen. For anyone that doesn't really know what I'm talking about that basically means true damage. I do true damage. It pretty much negates all armor they have. It's kind of like a hidden build, and it's actually so underestimated and so good. The true damage is so strong. I've seen Pansar Dragon, another League of Legends YouTuber, actually did a video on this build when he first found out. I've been doing this build since the beginning of time almost. It's pretty good, and it hasn't really fallen off since. It's still successful and it still works. So after you get your mask, obviously go into a I don't even know what it's called. I think it's just the better mask, the one that makes them burn. So that basically burns their health, their maximum amount of health per second, which is super good against tanks. Now, as a support, you can't really ask, to be able to kill everyone. So just settling for tank damage, it's about as good as you can settle for. Now, you're pretty, you have a lot of tools, right? So, in the mid game, and after you get your, Leandra's, that's what it's called, Leandra's something. After you get your Leandra's, you want to get your relays. I think it's called relays. It's like that, the one that freezes them. Because how the two items complement each other. If it's a movement impaired target, apparently your Leandra's will actually do more percentage health damage. It's handy. It helps out. They complement each other quite well, especially against tanks. Now you have a very, very strong team fight. If there's a Zyra on your team, your team fights are so strong. As you're going to see here, a team fight will break out, and compared to their Sona, I am like on another level basically. Okay, maybe not here, but okay, a team fight does come. I did just play this game. I should know how everything happens. Yeah, here's the team fight. There he is. So sneaky. And the tank damage is so strong. Okay, so the combo again is E, Q, and then I usually sprinkle a few W's, seeds, with my Q, because that makes you want the Q plants, not the E plants, right? The E plants make short range, spiky plants, and they suck really bad. So your Q plants have a pretty long range, actually. They shoot quite far. So you want to proc your Q plants, and after your Q, you throw down your ultimate. And your ultimate turns your normal plants into super plants. And this makes them shoot 150% stronger or something like that. It's pretty good. And like I said, since people don't really know how the champion works, all these random little details work out in your favor because they don't really know, right? They don't play against Zyras too often. So if you know your stuff and they don't know your stuff, you have a huge advantage. And odds are they don't know Zyra works. Like I said, the team fights are just unstoppable. It's so strong. if you like your combo, you know, it's so strong. Now from here, the game is obviously over. Our brand does end up cleaning up. Okay, so now let's talk about the build and how it actually kind of wraps up when it's fully finished. So as you see, I already have my Leandres and my Relays. I probably am not pronouncing those right. I'm definitely not pronouncing those right. Anyways, here comes. Now, this Malphite is actually probably their most valuable player, their MVP. Not gonna lie, pretty good. Anyways, with the build, hey, hold on a second. Hold on a second. Oh. Yeah, that's the last fight. Yeah, that's pretty intense. And look at this brand. This brand is so good. Okay, so as brand cleans up the entire game, I might as well explain how the build looks like when it's fully finished. So you get your Leandres, your Rylais, which I already have. That's kind of your core with the penetration boots. Then you get that magic staff thing that has like 40% magic pen. Get that thing. Then get the death cap. And that's basically everything. Yeah, that's everything. But beyond that, get anything you want to. Zyra is like the strongest support in the entire game. So seriously, it's so strong. Late game is yours if you're playing Zyra. And I guess that kind of wraps it up. So, you know, I hope you liked the video. I put some more time into actually editing it. Hope you enjoyed it. Please subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. And yeah, I love you all.